PPA, it's Heidi Allen, founder of the Positive People Army. Happy Tuesday. How is everyone today? I hope you're having a great day. Today we're talking about a really important topic. And why we're talking about this topic is because in the next coming days, in the next coming weeks, the trees outside are going to start to show us such a beautiful thing that can happen, which is letting go. Because they're going to start to let go of all of their leaves. Fall is upon us, and it's amazing how when we look around just in nature, there are so many signs and messages and lessons for us to pay attention to. And how easy is it for them, all of the trees, to just let go of their leaves in the fall and then go dormant for a while, and then all of a sudden they bloom again come spring. It's an amazing thing that happens on a regular basis. And as humans, we need to take a sign from Mother Nature and watch just how easy that is, because there's so many things that are occurring in our own life that we have to let go of. So when I think of letting go, I think about, I was like a kid, I had a 10-speed bike. And I remember riding my bike and wanting to let go of the handlebars. Do you remember doing this? Did anyone have a 10-speed bike or any sort of bike and letting go, and how amazing it felt and the freedom that it felt when we let go of those handlebars and we rode our bikes with no hands? I just want you to think of that feeling for a second, because I remember it seriously like it was yesterday. And again, I want to point out just how freeing that felt. Now, what I'm talking about right now is letting go in a physical sense. And that's kind of easy because really not a ton of emotions. I mean, there was a little bit of fear, hesitation, whatever, but I let go, that physical letting go. But the letting go I really want to talk about today is letting go of some of the emotions that we're going through that are a detriment to us, some of the negative things that we're holding on to, the doubt, the worry, the fear, resentment, whatever it is. There's so much of that that's happening inside of us. But what I want to let you know is if we start looking at even just letting go of some of those emotions, like letting go of your handlebars, life gets a little easier. Just look at the trees outside. They let go of their leaves. So I want us to start looking at things through those glasses, that life really can be this simple, and in a lot of cases, we make it so complicated ourselves. So I want you to start with your mind, because we always got to start there, right? Because this is where the dialogue, the inner dialogue, starts with us. And so we talk about this constantly, PPA, but if we're ever going to let go of anything, oh, hey, Katie from Australia, thank you for joining me. Hey, Angie, she's all the way from the UK. Look at that. We are just an international PPA today. So anyways, what I want you to do is start with your mind. What are the thoughts? Because if you are going to have that freedom of letting go, like you let go of your handlebars and felt so amazing, then you got to start here. What is the inner dialogue that's happening? And again, we talk about this all the time. But if you don't have awareness of what is happening in here, you're never going to get to that moment where you let go of the handlebars. So what is happening in here? Every time that you're trying to move forward in whatever it is, what is happening up here? And the only way you're going to really discover and get true awareness of what's happening up here is, number one, guys, I know for myself, I got to write it out. I got to write it out. Listen, if you're someone that doesn't like to write, type it out. If you're someone that doesn't like to do any of that, get yourself, we've got phones. We can record ourselves. I'm doing it right now. We can record ourselves in any shape or form that we want. But you need to get it out. For you to be aware of what the dialogue is in here, You've got to get it out. And if that modality doesn't work for you, then what I want you to do is start talking with other people. There's so many of us here in the PPA that you have so many options to talk to us. At any point, guys, you can reach out to me. So many PPA members do this on a regular basis. We can talk if we have to. There are so many other people here. Talk to them, connect, have that conversation. Maybe you have a friend, maybe you have a family member, whatever it is, you gotta start getting it out. Because the second thing you've gotta do is once you start becoming aware of what's happening up here, what is the dialogue that is happening for you, then what you can do is you can start leaning into it. You can start to understand it, because until you understand what you're dealing with inside, you can't let it go. So remember when you were riding that bike and it was time to let go of the handlebars? You knew you had to lean into what is your balance? How are you doing? How fast are you pedaling? Are corners going to be coming up? Is it just a straightaway? See, you were planning ahead to let go of those handlebars. You got to do the same thing with the worry, the doubt, the fears, the resentment. You got to lean into it and you got to understand it. So you have to start first up here. Then once you're aware of it, then figure it out. Then start planning it out for you to take action, to let go of those handlebars, to let it go and not let it live inside of you that is preventing you from whatever it is you're trying to do in your life. If it's that, you want to be in, a relationship with someone, if you want to go out on your own business, if you want to jump out of a plane, whatever it is that you're planning for your life, if we don't get rid of all this stuff that's fogging us up, we can't ever get there. Next, I want to talk to you guys about acceptance. Because there's going to be stuff when you're going in your mind and now you're aware and now you're leaning into it, where some of the things that may come up that are in here, that are preventing you from letting go, could be things that are out of your control. They're things like, that person never apologized to me. I need them to apologize. Things out of your control that are happening at work or with friendships or in anything in your life that is happening. There are a lot of things that are out of our control. And in some cases, we have to accept it, that there is nothing we can do. So we have no choice but to understand it, lean into it, know what it is, and then let it go. And I'm going to break it down this simple for you. When you go to a restaurant because you're going to have a nice meal, and you go to the restaurant and you order food. You are all so incredibly accepting that this is a clean restaurant, that the food is not poisonous, that the chef knows what they're doing, and the food's gonna come to you and you're gonna enjoy it. I need to let you know something. That entire process is out of your control. All of it. And there's so many things in our life that are out of our control. And yet we accept them. We accept it. We accept when we get on a plane that the pilot who is flying our plane knows what he is doing and knows where he's going. We accept it. Right? See how simple it is. That something, like we're talking flying in a plane now. We are talking our life. And we are accepting of what is out of our control, that pilot is gonna get me there, that this plane is up to code, that it is gonna get me from point A to point B. I accept it. Guys, when things happen to us emotionally, all of a sudden it gets a little bit more convoluted, doesn't it? It's harder to accept it because what happens? Emotions, our heart, we're hurt, pain, anger, whatever shows up. But what I need you to do is step back and go, you know what? This is just like when I got on that plane and I flew to Cuba. I accepted that pilot could fly. It was out of my control. And so right now I need to accept that in this situation, that person is never going to apologize to me. They are never, ever going to do right in this moment. That is out of my control because that is their decision and not mine. But what I can do is accept that and then let it go. To move on to someone else that maybe you should be in a relationship with, because holding on to whatever that is, that resentment, whatever the situation is that was out of your control, holding on to that is just holding you back. It's holding you back from letting go of the handlebars and flying down that road with freedom, because you know what that feels like. So accept it. There's nothing you can do about it. Let it go. Learn from it and let it go. Last but not least, guys, the hardest thing as a human being that we have to go through, and that is forgiveness. If we're going to let go of things in life, we have to forgive it. But I have to tell you something. Forgiveness has nothing to do with forgetting what happened. It has nothing to do with saying it was even okay that it happened. Forgiveness has to do with what happens is when an action happens, okay? When an action happens, we make the choice to be resentful. That emotion is a choice that I've made. It's a choice. That person that did something bad to me, whatever the situation is, they didn't give me resentment. That is my reaction to what they've done. When I have resentment in my body, that is a choice I've made. They didn't. The action did not make resentment. I did. It's my reaction. The greatest thing about knowing that is you can also make the choice to let it go. And that's forgiveness. Forgiveness has nothing to do with the act that has happened. It has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with letting go of the painful reaction that I'm having to the event that has occurred. And generally, that is resentment. And yes, there are people saying it is a tough one. Are you kidding me? It is the toughest thing as human beings that we will ever do. But when you do, you have let go of those handlebars on your 10-speed bike and you are flying down that street, feeling lighter, stronger, more confident, courageous. All of these emotions occur when we let go of the resentment. And remember, I'm going to repeat it again. Resentment, that emotion, these hurt feelings that we are having, that is a reaction to the event. We have chosen to live in those emotions. And knowing that, knowing how powerful that is, you can make the decision to choose something else. And that is to let go. Again, it doesn't excuse and it doesn't make you forget because memories are still there. But you are choosing to let go of the dark, sad, resentful emotions that live inside of you. And you let go. Like I said, right now, the trees are going to show us. Mother Nature is going to show us how amazing it is to just let go, how simple, how easy to just let go of the leaves. So we gotta watch how easy that is and how simple that is to just let go. You're holding on to the handlebars right now of that bike, but when you're ready, you can let go and ride with no hands. It's so much fun. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. So many of you have commented today, and you're absolutely lovely. Thank you. Talk About It Tuesday, guys. This was a big chat. This was a big one, but you got this. Reach out to me. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Bye, guys.